Today's topic we're going to touch on is married to your addiction. All right, married to your addiction, and that in itself, the topic, it can go a lot of ways, right? Because your addiction can be a lot of things. You know, some people got little sticky fingers, right? They like to take things that's not theirs. They thieves. They known thieves, and that's what they do. Kleptos. Right? What?
Kleptomaniacs.
Klepto. There you go. There you go. You got straight up whoremongers, adulterers. You know what I'm saying? You got brothers and sisters that deal with certain things in their life, what they're addicted to, their own lust, right? Everybody don't deal with the same thing, right? So we're going to touch on two addictions that some brothers and sisters may battle in here, online, or throughout Israel, all right? Which is porn and alcohol, all right? Porn and alcohol. Because somebody battling either one of them today, all right? And we're going to give you the medicine to deal with it, how to overcome it, and quench that fire, all right? Let's go. Let's play that first video real quick. We'll set the tone and the mood for the class. So let's play that.
I look at addiction like it's an attempt at a solution, not the problem. We tend to want to demonize substances or objects, not the actual
so he said,
person
let's
making
stop right
decisions.
there.
So when I see somebody...
Go back to the beginning and start it over real quick. Play it.
I look at addiction like it's an attempt at a solution, not the problem.
He said it's an attempt at a solution. It's an attempt at a solution. So question. Let me see how I want to word this. What solutions are they trying to attempt to overcome with the topic, right? With the two main addictions we're dealing with, which is porn and alcoholism. Think about it. What are they trying to fix? Attempt to fix? Single brothers, single sisters. Y'all got any? Come on.
Shalom.
Shalom.
The addiction they trying to fix, what they going through.
Okay, you got to elaborate because you go deeper than that.
In the case of porn, it can be a spiritual hold on you, demons on you.
Okay. Okay, so they're trying to not deal with the issues. That's the point.
Yes, sir.
It's things that's going on in their household, whatever the case may be. That's what they're not trying to deal with.
Yes, sir.
They're trying to solve it with going to porn. You can't solve it like that.
No, sir.
Same with drinking. They're trying to drink to mask what? The things that's going on in their life. The problem that they don't want to face. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Go ahead.
Problem. We tend to want to demonize substances or objects, not the actual person making the decision. So when I see somebody who's addicted to something, and it could be anything from video games to food to sex to drugs to alcohol, to me,
he's naming more things. Video games for y'all little children, right? Y'all addicted to video games.
Well, what problem is this person?
That's not good. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's consuming your mind. Now that's what you're feeding yourself. Now you will start to act out these things in real life, right? Anything that you, again, all this is subconsciously implanting things in your mind. You understand that, right? Video games subconsciously plant things in your mind from theft, robbery, porn, all that. Because on these games, they crazy. Grand Theft Auto. Huh? Okay. Keep going.
Trying to solve with this addiction. If we don't deal with the underlying problem, the person may get free from the substance. They just replace it with another substance. They're still trying to solve a problem with a repetitious behavior.
Y'all heard that, right? They're still trying to solve a problem. They're not addressing the key problems. Why are they turning to this? Why are they turning to porn? Why are they turning to drugs? Or drinking, right? Because drugs is another one. Play the next one real quick. And then get the definition of addiction.
So this is a sign you might be a high function.
So this is a sign you might be a high-functioning addict, is you still go to work. You're actually successful.
Do y'all know, Paul, do y'all know any high functioning addicts? Yeah, I know some too. I know crackheads, they go to work on the regular, get their money and go get their crack. They're high functioning addicts. Again, addiction. I know a brother that drank, would get up and go to work. Right? You drive trucks. You don't supposed to have nothing to drink within a 4-hour window of driving, go to work, right? But this brother, he didn't understand that. Why? Because it's addiction, right? Keep going.
But you find that you're using more and more. You find you're lying about your use.
These are the results of now you being consumed with your addictions. Right? You're being consumed because when you consume with porn, are you worried about your wife, your family? Not worried about none of that. Alcohol the same way. Everything is a blur. That's what you're dealing with, right? Because you're not dealing with the problem. Go ahead, finish that.
Your high functioning becomes just a little bit less and less and less over time. If you're doing anything to hurt your brain, over time, it's going to catch up with you.
That's it. If you're doing anything outside of what you're supposed to be doing, living in righteousness, you're going to hurt yourself, right? So read the definition real quick. Addiction.
Addiction, the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. He committed the theft to finance his drug addiction.
Right. So it's something that you commit yourself to. Most of our people lack a real commitment to the Bible, to God. But you commit yourself to other things to substitute real life, reality. All right. I'm going to read some of the synonyms. Dependency, right? Dependence, craving, habits. These are everything that aligns with having an addiction. You're craving something like drugs, like alcohol, right? Like porn. You got brothers watching porn at work. Yeah. Doing other things at work. It's a story, but I can go tell it. Wickedness, consumption, fixation. These are the things that consume us with having an addiction. All right. So let's go to Galatians 5:16. All right. You're addicted to things. Why we're addicted to things? Because the world is full of what? Sin. The world feeds us with the lust of our flesh. That's what goes on. So now we're prone to doing things that we're subconsciously being implanted with. When you watch TV, when you listen to radio, whatever it may be. All right? Read that.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 16. This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Walk in the Spirit. Walk in the Spirit. What's the Spirit, brothers? What's the Spirit? Give me a precept. Come on, Brother Ray.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Sir, Brother Ray.
Yes,
John 6:63.
Yes, sir. That's a good one. That's a good one. Let's get that. Anybody got another one? Another one? That's good. That's good.
Romans
Read
7:12.
Which one?
Romans 7:12.
We go read that one too. All praises.
All right.
Good job, Brother Ray.
Thank you, sir.
Start with John.
Yes, Robert John.
Yes, sir. This is the book of John, chapter 6 and verse 63. It is the Spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing.
You see that? It said the Spirit that quickeneth. Quicken it means make alive. Because if you're walking and living in sin, you're dead. Right? The Spirit is what makes you alive. Go ahead.
The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life.
The words that come out the Bible. Who is the word, brothers? Christ. Christ is the word. When we read this Bible, when we speak about the Bible, we're speaking about Christ. We're living Christ. Christ dwells in us. All right? Read the other one he pulled.
Yes, sir.
Romans.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 12. 14. This is the book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual.
The law is spiritual. The law. So if any Christian come up to you talking about they spiritual, they blessed and highly favored and all this foolishness, they not. Because believe me, in their appearance, you can tell they ain't keeping no laws. All right? Go ahead.
For we know that the law is spiritual.
That's it. So
Yes,
the
sir.
law is spiritual. All right? So go back to Galatians. You read 17?
No, sir.
Yes,
Didn't
sir.
get that far.
All right. Let's read that.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse, you want me to start at 16 or 17?
16.
Yes, sir. Verse 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit.
So if you're walking in the spirit, you're walking in what? The word of God. The laws of God. Right? Go ahead.
And ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
And you will not fulfill the lust of the flesh. What's the flesh, brothers? What's the flesh, brothers? Come on. The mic. Give him the mic. Remember, brothers, state your name and,
Shalom,
Shalom.
shalom, Captain. Brother
sir.
Yashaya.
Brother Yashia. Yes, sir.
So the flesh would be, in contrary to the spirit, it would be sin.
Yes, true. But another word for the flesh, you right, sin. That's right.
Another word for the flesh, carnal.
That's another word, yes. This body we live, this body that we inhabit, this the flesh, this is sin, right? You know what I'm saying? So the body, this the flesh, right? Because remember, we're going to get that scripture too, talk about mortifying your members, right? All praise. Good job. Go ahead, keep reading.
Yes, sir. For the flesh, verse 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit.
The flesh lusteth against the spirit. Go ahead.
And the spirit against the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
And these are contrary, the one to the other.
They're contrary, opposite of each other, right? They don't go hand in hand at all. One is righteousness, one is wickedness. One is carnal, as you said. One is lustful, right? And the other is holy. The other one is pure. All right, go ahead.
So that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
The flesh stops you from doing that which you know you're supposed to be doing. Right. Just like Paul said in Romans 7. All right, we go get it. But Paul was a great example of showing you how to overcome your flesh, how to deal with your flesh. All right? Because this flesh is strong. But is it stronger than you, your spirit? Your willpower should be built up enough to deal with the flesh based off of the things you've been through, based off of your time in the truth, and knowing the proper medicine, tools, defense mechanisms to utilize when that sin comes a knocking. All right? 1 Corinthians 10:13. All right? All of us will be tempted in one way, shape, form, or fashion. All right? When it's drawn to your lust.
10 and 14?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
13.
13.
Mhm.
Yes, sir. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10.
No, come on.
Chapter 10 and verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
No temptation has taken you, which is all of us in this flesh, which is common to man. So it's nothing new that you going through that maybe the person on the side of you, or brother or sister online, has not been through. Go ahead.
But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
Christ gives us ways out. He gives us other pathways that we can take. The righteous pathways. Right? But we, most of the time, choose the wrong door. Right? You're in the hall of mirrors or whatever, and you choosing the wrong door. Now you're just walking around in a circle. Right? That's a lot of our people. Go ahead.
but will with the temptation also make a way to escape.
He leaves you a way to escape the sins, to escape the death and destruction. Because overall, at the end of it, that's what you're going to get, death and destruction. There's no light at the end of the tunnel for staying in sin, right? Living in sin. 2 Corinthians 12 and 5.
Yes, sir.
All right, 2 Corinthians 12 and verse 5.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 12 and verse 5. Of such an one will I glory, yet of myself I will not glory, but in my infirmities. For though I would desire to glory, I shall not be a fool, for I will say the truth, but now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be.
Knowing that what we are going to go through things. No person is, you're not different from the person on the side of you. We're all going through things that's going to plague us, that's going to try to destroy us. That's Satan's job, is to utilize our lusts, our temptations, our addiction to what? Take us out this truth, to keep us in sin, to have us relinquish what's already promised to us, which is the kingdom of heaven. That's his job. That's Satan's job. He's good at his job. He understands why the Most High God created him. He fulfills his job. We don't fulfill our job. All right? What verse you stopped at?
We're at the bottom of 6.
Okay, keep reading.
Yes, sir. Or that he heareth of me. Verse 7. And lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh.
So Paul had, he went to the third heaven, right? None of us have been to the third heaven. Meaning more things were revealed to him than he can utter. But he still, the Most High God still had him in a place to keep him where? Humble. To make him do what? Continue to fight. Because the fight, just because you have all this knowledge, the fight don't stop. It increases. When you read Sirach 2, right? When you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Satan is going to continue to come harder and harder and harder. Because he know from birth, y'all were prophets already. Y'all were daughters of the Most High, daughters of Sarah already. But his job is to pull you back into the world, all right, through these addictions. All right, go ahead, finish it.
Yes, sir. There was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me.
The messenger of Satan to buffet him, to bring him that remembrance. Oh, yeah, I know you like this. I know you like this. I know you like that. Throw those temptations out there. Put him in situations maybe that he shouldn't be in. But, and that's for some of us I'm speaking of, but we allow ourselves to be there because that lust in us. Knowing you shouldn't be, if you have a problem with drinking, why would you be around other people that drink, drunks? Just make no sense. Makes no sense. All right, keep going.
Lest I should be exalted above measure. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee.
My grace is sufficient for thee. That's their way out that we just read about in 1 Corinthians. That's the grace of the Lord. He leaves us a way to escape that temptation. All right? So remember, life is a test. All of us is going through a test, right? It's just in this test, will you overcome? Will you actually beat the obstacles that's before you? Overcome them, right? Romans 7 and 8.
Yes, sir. There's a little bit left on that. For my strength is made perfect.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
That's
sir.
fine.
My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness.
Just say, my strength is made perfect in weakness. Somebody explain that to me real quick. It say really?
For my strength is made perfect in weakness.
My strength is made perfect in weakness. Brother Ray.
Shalom, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's talking about by him going through the temptations and sufferings and afflictions that come with it. it will make him stronger and rid him of his weakness
There
to
you
those
go.
temptations.
Right, basically. It's to make him perfect. It's to make him whole. Because through those temptations, and he overcomes it, what is he learning how to do? Right, fight. He's learning how to be whole because all these temptations will continue to come, as I stated with Satan, right?
Yes, sir.
But if we continue to fight and overcome them, that what makes us whole. Right?
Yes, sir.
That's that fine gold, right? That goes in the furnace that you're taking all the impurities out. Right?
Yes, sir.
All praise. Good job. Yeah, Romans 7 and 8.
Yes, sir.
Read that real quick.
Yes, sir.
Again, all you brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, might not be going through this. But never say never. Because Satan understands what's in you. All right? And what you allow into your spirit, he understands how to utilize that. Read that.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 8.
Uh-huh.
But sin, taking occasion by the commandment, wrought in me all manner of concupiscence.
All manner again. It's Paul. Paul laid his life out for all of you, brothers and sisters. He's another example. Christ is an example. Paul, everybody in the Bible is an example. Remember, everything written aforetime was written for our learning. This whole Bible is an example of all the trials, tribulation, lust, all these things compile of a life to learn from, to go to see their examples and how they dealt with it, for us to what? Allow these things to be utilized in our life. All right? Concupiscence. Pull that definition up as well, brothers. Read it again.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 8.
Uh-huh.
But sin, taking occasion by the commandment, wrought in me all manner of concupiscence.
All manner of concupiscence. Any one of y'all brothers know what that means? Come on. Shalom.
Testing. There he goes. It means sexual lust.
Right. That's it. At some point. Y'all got it? Pull it up. Can you see that?
Yeah, I think I can do that. All right, we good.
All praises.
Concupiscence, strong sexual desire, lust.
So it's a strong sexual desire, lust. This is what Paul dealt with. He's letting you know this is what was going on within his flesh. All right. What you call it? Read some similitudes. Synonyms. I said similitudes. Synonyms.
Yes, sir. Similar, sexual desire, lust, lustfulness, sexual appetite, sexual longing, biological urge, lechery, lecherousness, lasciviousness, lewdness.
That's another word. Lasciviousness. Go ahead.
Wantonness, carnality, licentiousness, salaciousness, prurience.
Okay, that's good. That's a lot of. That's some big old words, right?
I don't know what half that means.
This. Yeah. Oh, I got a couple here that's a little easier for us to understand. Sex drive. What's the next one?
The last one. Horniness.
Oh, yes, they understand that. Sex drive. What's the passion, desire? All right. Sexuality. So all these things consist of lust, concupiscence. That's what Paul was dealing with. Remember, these things, no temptation that's not coming to man.
Right.
He's showing you he went through it. He overcame it. Right? Did you finish that?
A little bit left on the
Yeah.
end.
Read that.
I'll just read from top.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 8. But sin, taking occasion by the commandment, wrought in me all manner of concupiscence. For without the law, sin was dead.
Without the law, sin was dead. Because he had to understand why he was erring. The law helped him understand his error. That makes sense? So, go to James.
Yes, sir.
James 1 and 13.
Yes, sir.
James 1:13.
This is the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 13.
So remember, your appetite deals with your lust. Each and every one of you. All right, go ahead.
Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man.
God is not tempting any of us. God didn't tempt Paul. You're drawn by your lust. Let's go, keep reading.
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust.
His own lust. Nobody implanted a lust in you. That lust comes from you based off of your desire. Go ahead.
And enticed.
Entice. What entice you? Basically, go ahead.
Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin.
How you conceive lust, brothers? It say when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth what?
It bringeth forth sin.
It bringeth forth sin. Why does sin start? Don't call out. Raise your hand. Mordecai. Where does sin begin?
Shalom leadership, Brother Mordecai. It starts in your mind.
That's right. It starts in you got a precept?
It's Mark, I think Mark 7:21.
Let's get that. All praises. All praises.
Praise him.
There's a couple of them. Mark 7:21. Mark 7:21. Anybody got another one? Come on. Matthew 15. All right, we go see. We go get that one too. We go see if that's one. Read Mark. Real
Yes,
quick.
sir. This is the book of Mark, chapter 7 and verse 21.
Uh-huh.
For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness.
Remember, we're just dealing with, that go that word, lasciviousness, right? Concupiscence, right? Oh, we're talking about porn, first off. So sexual desires. You see, all these things start within your mind, your thoughts. Go ahead.
An evil eye,
An evil eye, that's hatred towards your brother.
blasphemy,
That's murder.
Pride.
Another one. Go ahead.
pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile the man.
That's what defiles a man. Your thoughts. Because then, like we're reading in James, what happened? What comes from your thoughts, brothers? What comes after you think upon something? So think about it like this. Somebody have a thought of starting a business, right? And that thought has to come to what? Fruition, meaning everything in your head has to come to life, has to be manifest, right? You got to take those thoughts and put them on paper, then put them in action, right? It's the same thing. Those thoughts turn into those actions of what? Sin, right? Read the other one. What you call it? Matthew what? 15, 19. I hope that's one. It might be.
15 and 9, you said?
19.
19? All right, yes, sir. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 19. For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witness, blasphemies. These are the things which defile a man, but to eat with unwashing hands defile not a man.
Right. So this is saying the same thing. That's a precept. The precept. Give me Jeremiah 17 and 9. Right.
Yes, sir. I got you.
All praises. Good precepts, brothers. Good precepts.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
Your heart, your mind is desperately wicked. Desperately wicked. All right, go ahead.
Who can know it?
Who can know the thoughts, the mind? Nobody. Only you. You know what you meditate on. You know what you feed your spirit. All right? Oh, he's like, Okay, go back. James, we ain't finished James.
I'm in the class. I'm into it.
Yeah, I know. You like, yeah. Back to James 1. I think we stopped at what? 14?
Yeah, we're at verse 15 is where we
Okay.
we didn't finish 15.
Yes, sir.
This is the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 15.
Uh-huh.
Then when lust hath conceived,
When lust hath conceived, so what is that, brothers? It started up here. Then when lust hath conceived, meant what? Action. Action. Because it's up here first. You know what I'm saying? It starts here. Then if you, man, I want to drink. It starts in the mind. Then you got to actually take action to say, I'm going to go to the liquor store to get a fifth or whatever. Right? All right. Go ahead.
then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth death, it bringeth forth sin.
It bring forth sin. Because is there something wrong? Is it a sin to drink, brothers? Nah. But it's a sin to what? To be drunk. That's the sin. Because we go watch some videos. When you get drunk, man, you just open a whole nother door.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Go ahead. That's it?
No, there's more.
All right.
And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
It's bringing forth death. At the end of all this, brothers, of continuing to be engulfed in these sins, it's going to bring forth death. Because you're going to have to be judged for these things. It's called a second death. All right? And that's I don't want hellfire. Y'all want hellfire?
No.
I don't. Yeah, so that's why we're here, continue to get the medicine. All right, 1 John 2 and 16.
Yes, sir.
1 John 2:16.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes.
The lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes. Remember the precept we pulled earlier, the spirit is warred against the flesh. Right? The things that you see is in a correlation with your mind, your thoughts, the way you think. Because that's what you're feeding your spirit. Your eyes, all your brain, your eyes, all these things that work together, rather. All right? Go ahead.
And the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
This is of the world. Who is the world given to, brother? The wicked. Satan. Right. The so-called white man. That's why you can go to a country and where is that?
Saudi Arabia, Middle East.
No. Prostitution is legal.
Amsterdam.
Thank you. Amsterdam.
Well traveled. Well traveled.
Oh man, we go digress. The point is that's a place where Esau that runs the world says that it's okay to go lawfully deal with prostitutes. But the Bible speaks opposite of that. Right? All right. So from there, let's go to what I want. Let's get that video first. Nope, my bad. I want to go to Susanna.
Sir.
Susanna, it's not chapter 1, but
I got you.
8 through 11.
Yes.
You go read that. We're going to get an action of lust, all right, and how lust consumes you, all right?
This is the history of Susanna, verse 8. And the two elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed toward her.
It said their lust was inflamed. So they're watching Susanna go to and fro, move about, and they're stalking her. They're perverts, right? They're stalking. That happens today. That's why you have people that get snatched up, that's abducted, from women to men to little children. They get snatched up based off of somebody's lust. Pedophilia, right? That's what's out there, right? Go ahead.
And they perverted their own mind.
You say they perverted their own mind. How do they pervert their own mind, brothers? They perverted their own mind. Remember, the thought is wicked, right? The heart is desperately wicked, brother. Come on.
So when it says they perverted their own mind, is it that, or they convinced themselves that it was okay, like it was good or it was right?
Yep. In their mind, what they was doing, it wasn't nothing wrong, right? And they continued to pervert their thoughts by continuing the same action, right? That's somebody that's mentally unstable, basically. All right, go ahead.
And they perverted their own mind and turned away their eyes that they might not look unto heaven, nor remember just judgments. And
Who were these men again? Right, the elders. And who they supposed to be dealing with? Well, no. It's supposed to be dealing with the Most High. It's supposed to be in the Bible. It's supposed to be dealing with judgment. Right? All that. But they not dealing with the Lord. The Lord ain't dealing with them either. All right, go ahead. What verse you at?
We're still in verse 9.
Okay.
And they turned away their eyes that they might not look unto the heaven, nor remember just judgments. And albeit they both were wounded with her love, yet durst not one show another his grief. For they were ashamed to declare their lust that they desired to have, to do with her. You said through 11?
Yeah.
All right, that was the end of 11.
That was 11. Okay. All right. From there, I go to Sirach, 23:6.
Yes, sir.
So that part of that scripture right there is showing you that porn starts to become something that develops in your mind. You act out on it, and then it becomes a craving. You continue to crave that. That's what they was doing. They continued to go back and forth over until lust consumed them. And then they tried to act it out. Then from there, of course, you know the story. They lied, XYZ. Daniel had to come do his thing, right? And literally judge the situation, all right? Because turns out these was old perverts from old that was dealing with Northern Kingdom like that. Go ahead.
23:3?
23:6.
6, yes, sir. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 6. Let not the greediness of the belly.
Greediness of the belly. Greediness of the belly. What do you put in your belly, brothers? Food, which means you're doing what? Consuming, right? Consuming, because you eat, consume, right? So in this context, in this mindset, it's the belly. We're going to refer to the belly as the mind. You're feeding yourself. If you come home and the first thing you do is go to the bathroom, and it's not to do number 2, but it's to get on your phone and do some other things, something wrong, right? You're addicted to things that you're not aware of, all right? Keep reading.
Yes, sir. Let not the greediness of the belly, nor lust of the flesh take hold of me.
Nor lust of the flesh take hold of you. The Bible is showing you that these things have taken hold of you. But a lot of us are unaware of these things. Why? Because you've been doing it so long. You haven't utilized the tools, what we read about earlier, to help you in this walk, to help you overcome the lust of porn. And remember this, when you continue to do these things, it continues to go higher and higher. It heightens, right? Because it starts with porn, and then from porn, and again, these are counsels that I've been in and had with brothers that now we are watching porn, and then now you're on these, what's these things you call them? Well, you can pay for stuff. I don't know. OnlyFans, thank you. You can, OnlyFans. You can pay for it now. So I know it was a brother. He spent like thousands of dollars on OnlyFans. Again, your lust continues to grow, right? Keep reading.
And give not over me, thy servant, into an impudent mind.
An impudent mind. What's impudent, brothers? Shameless. All praises. Shameless. All right. Shameless, bold, immodest, right? So y'all need to remember that word, all right? Ill-mannered is another one, all right? So from there, Ephesians 2 and 3.
Yes, sir.
So I'm showing you lust continues to grow. It doesn't just you just like, oh, I'm dealing with porn. No, it continues to grow from porn to now you're on Backpage, you're on OnlyFans, till now you are out on the street, and you know what come out at night, right? Basically, you're trying to pick up somebody on the road, right?
Yes,
All right, let's read.
This is the
Ephesians.
book of Ephesians, chapter 2 and verse 3.
Mhm.
Among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh.
The lust of our flesh. A lot of brothers, again, the company you keep continue to inflame that as well, right? Because I know men. You know what I'm saying? Men will show you on their phone what they watching. You know what I'm saying, man, look at this, that. You know, that's how men do, right? And now sisters, I don't know. They may do the same thing, but the point is that continues to what? Inflame it. That continues to feed you with your desires, your lusts. All right.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 2 and verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Among whom also we all had our conversation in time past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind.
So the mind. Brothers, if your conversation is always about porn or alcohol or whatever the case may be, would you ever come out of that? Will you ever, how I want to say, replace that? You won't replace it. This will be something that's you're dependent on. You would depend upon having your conversation like that. Your whole lifestyle will be based off of what we're reading about. Porn, lust, so on and so forth. It will consume you to now you will cut off family, friends. That's what alcohol and porn, all these addictions, that's what they do to you. You forget about the whole world. You forget about reality. And you live in an altered reality. All right? Y'all got it? All right. Oh, I was talking to them, but all praises. Yeah, that's it.
There's so much damage that is happening due to the normalization of certain things, like for the men, pornography, even though women also suffer from this.
Paul,
A lot of the women
remember, she said normal, how you say that word, y'all? Normalization. Okay, there we go. The normalization, all right, meaning everything is normal, like homosexuality, right? We always bring that one up. I know in my time growing up, people wasn't out like they are today, right? It wasn't flamboyant. You didn't have a gay pride parade now. They didn't have a month, okay? Because they was what? In the closet, right? But go ahead. People in.
are like using these toys are also addicted to pornography.
So she said
Right.
using balls. She said using toys. So I always say some of the brothers that I don't think brothers use toys. But sisters, y'all use toys, all right? Oh, well, not these sisters in here, of course, right? But the sisters in the world, or prior to repenting, whatever, they use toys. This is not of God. God didn't give you a toy for you to satisfy yourself, right? Keep playing.
And it causes not only damage spiritually, right? But there's been doctors who said this is actually the Master Blaster 3000 cause nerve damage.
So these
down there.
are pause. These are tools, right? Tools that can actually damage the sisters. But I mean, in that lust being consumed, they probably don't see these things. They're not adherent to the consequences of using these tools. All right. And spiritually, it's damaging your minds. Because now, are you really looking towards your husband? No, not at all. Vice versa, they got stuff for men too. They got blow up dolls and other things, okay? We're trying to keep it PG a little bit, all right? Keep playing.
Right? it desensitizes you to real human intimacy.
You hear that?
And so
that's a big word. It desensitizes you. Meaning, what you're supposed to have normally, what God gave you, you don't want no more. Because now you think all these other toys and gadgets is what you're supposed to have now. But God didn't give you that. He gave you your husband or your wife to satisfy that, right? Go ahead.
Anyways, that's the problem with it, right? And so there are some consequences that comes with this, and this is why I'm talking about it.
Hey, Paul, brothers, give me one consequence of just what she says thus far that can be an outcome to this.
It could cause you not to be able to have children, sir.
Soldier Benar, go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
I apologize.
You good?
I'm just saying, sir. It could cause a woman not to be able to have children. It could mess up, something down there that might not
yes, sir.
allow you to have a child.
True that. Yep. That's one form right there. All praises. Yep. Come on, my brother in the back.
Shalom, Cap.
Shalom.
Brother Abaya.
Brother Abaya, all praises.
It could warp the reality of the natural relationship between husband and wife.
Right, right.
If she got like a well-endowed toy.
Right.
That's not reality.
Yeah, that's not reality.
That's not
right,
reality.
at all. Right. So now she's not looking at him for that anymore. And then now it's the imagination of the mind. All right, go ahead.
Not only mental consequences, but relational consequences and spiritual consequences.
Right, Paul,
and there's
one more thing. It's going to destroy the marriage, period. It's going to tear the husband and wife apart. Now who, as a result of that, who's affected by that now? The children. Right? It basically breaks up the household. Because now you're living in an altered reality. It's not real life. All right, go ahead.
Clip that of an African lady who's I've never seen the lady before. I ran across this video as I was doing some research, and I love what she's saying, and I agree with what she's saying, and I'm going to play it for you guys, and then we'll get into the rest of this.
Take me off screen.
And I'm speaking from my faith, my personal faith. Sex toy. So, oral sex toy, masturbation. These are perversions instituted by the devil to discredit sex in marriage. And the fact that something is popular does not make it right. The fact that a bishop is doing it, he's not God now, does not make it right. I understand you that you are used to sex and your husband has traveled for a long time. Is it possible for you to find a way to travel with him once in a while? Because maybe you're still...
Pause. Go to Sirach 18 and 30. 18 and 30.
Yes, sir.
With utilizing Satan and all the devices he's given us, now you start to withdraw, replace. It's like a replacement now. Esau has said we can replace the man, right? Or we can replace the woman. But no, God put the woman here for a reason. He put the man here for a reason. All right? Read that.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 18 and verse 30.
Uh-huh.
Go not after thy lusts.
You say, go not after thy lusts. Uh-huh.
But refrain thyself.
Refrain. Because all of us will be tempted, one shape, form, or fashion. But it said refrain ourselves from that. Go ahead.
From thine appetites.
Appetites. All these things continue to feed you, right? Your mind with that appetite that you lust after, right? The more porn you watch will continue to feed the appetite of your lust. And now it will continue to grow and grow and grow. To now you're addicted to sex. But it's not with your wife. It's with porn, adultery, right? It continues to grow. Go ahead. Keep reading.
Yes, sir. Verse 31.
Mhm.
If thou givest thy soul the desires that please her, she will make thee a laughing stock
She
to
will
thy
make
enemies.
thee a laughing stock. So you continue to stay in sin, you will become a laughing stock. Because how is that, brother? How would you become a laughing stock? Okay, examples. So you got a brother, right? And I'm trying to, okay. You got a brother, and he's a leader in the congregation, right? This brother, kind of example I gave you earlier, this brother started off watching porn and then evolved to, what's the one? No, that you can pay for. OnlyFans. It progressed to OnlyFans, right? And then from there, it progressed to streetwalkers. So now, how would this leader be looked at? Did I give it to you now? Come on. Stand up.
Shalom, brother. My name
Shalom.
is Jeremiah.
What's your name?
Jeremiah.
Okay.
So, I guess the best way I can explain it is becoming a laughing stock. You can't take him serious because say this brother is an elder in the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's set an example for somebody like me who's new in the truth.
Right.
And I'm trusting in him and confiding in him with my own issues that I'm dealing with because he's my elder and we're supposed to come to our elders. But then I find out he's on OnlyFans, so I can no longer take this brother serious. So when you take a brother serious like an elder, and then you find out he's going from this to this, and it's progressively getting worse, then he does become a laughing stock in my eyes. I look at him as a joke. How can I take you serious? So
there you go. 100%. That's exactly it, right? Because now you become what? A hypocrite. Now, what you're saying and how you telling brothers and sisters to behave and convert and conform to the scriptures, you ain't doing that. Because, again, mind you, we're all going to fall. Nobody's perfect. But we're striving for perfection. We're utilizing all the tools that God has set forth for us, brothers, sisters, leadership, as we was talking about, to help us what? Go through this, right? To be that way out, all right? Where we at? Video, right? No. You finished that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Go back to the video. Or did we finish it? Okay. A few more seconds, minutes.
Need sex. Is it possible for your husband to please find a way to show up, even if he has to quickly travel back? Because problem is brewing. If you're not careful, you're going to go into adultery.
So
if you're not
I
careful,
think
your husband is
y'all catch what she said? No, you didn't catch it. Okay, yeah. Go back a little bit because I missed it. Because remember, she's dealing with porn. She's dealing with toys and stuff like that, right? She's giving you solutions.
to please find a way to show up, even if he has to quickly travel back. Because to show that you are used to sex and your husband has traveled.
So yeah, that's good. That's good. Let's start right there. She said you used to sex. Go ahead.
Time, is it possible for you to find a way to travel with him once in a while?
Y'all jack.
Because maybe you're still young.
All right, I'm gonna tell you what she said.
And you need sex.
I pause, y'all. Basically, she's saying if you're traveling, right, and she said you're used to sex, right? So that means you want sex, right? That means she's saying that your wife needs to travel with you here and there. Make sense? So you won't now fall into. Okay, makes sense, right? Finish it out.
Is it possible for your husband to please find a way to show up, even if he has to quickly travel back? Because problem is brewing. If you're not careful, you're going to go into adultery. If you're not careful, your husband is going to go into adultery. You need to find a way to work it out. Oral sex or masturbation is not the solution. If you're not careful, the devil will take over your mind and possess it, twist it. In fact, you will start believing that it is right.
All right. So that's it, man. All right. So you see what she said, right? She said the devil, with Satan, with all his devices that we read earlier, the whole world, the internet. The internet is good, but it's the devil too, right? It can be utilized for evil. The point is, she said you will begin to what? Be overcome with that. It's one thing she said that's a scripture, and I'm trying to see if y'all brothers remember it. If it came to mind, anyway, I'll say that. To prevent Satan coming in. Come on. Come on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am. What verse?
Chapter 7 and verse 9.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no. We're going to start at 3.
Gotcha.
But you down. All praises.
This is the Yes, sir. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7 and verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. The wife hath not power of her own body.
The due benevolence is sex, brothers and sisters. Go ahead.
But the husband, and likewise also the husband, hath not power of his own body, but the wife.
So they don't have power over their own bodies. Meaning, when the wife want to have relations, that means the husband gotta do his job. When the husband want relations, the wife have to do her job. She can't be like, "Oh, I'm tired. Oh, here goes some water. Here go an aspirin. You good, right?" The brother can't be like, "Oh, I just got off a 15-hour work day, XYZ." No, you better get ready. Because if you don't do these things, this is our responsibility in the marriage, to make sure the wife is satisfied, to make sure the husband is satisfied. So these different temptations that's out there and cravings, because again, you're tempted by these things. And then as well, the alter realities will, because I know she talked about it, will interrupt and break apart the marriage as well, because now you will be looking at all these things that these paid actresses does, and want your wife to do it, but she not getting paid and she can't do these certain things because they actually work out and they're paid to do these things. Okay, all right, keep reading.
Verse 5. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency.
Right, so it's telling you from 3 on down that you have to fulfill this. You got to make sure that your wife, your husband is good. When they leave that house, you need to make sure that they're good. Because if not, Satan will be right there at the door. It's a what you call it thing? A TikTok or whatever I saw, right? And this woman walk out the door. She's like, "I'm done. I'm leaving." And then as soon as she walking out the door, you got a woman mowing the lawn. You got a woman doing this, doing that, so on and so forth, right? Meaning what? You got to do your job. Because somebody else will do what? Your job. Right. Okay. So from there, let's go to Proverbs 7 and 7. Proverbs 7 and verse 7.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 7.
This is the progression side of things, right?
And beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among the youths a young man, void of understanding.
So the simple ones is the ones that allow the porn, all these devices that Satan has given us to overtake us, right? That's the simple ones. Because the Bible tells you in Psalms 19:7 that we are simple. But what makes us wise is the word of God, to understand actually how to move and go about. Because when you read further down in 1 Corinthians 7, it talks about burning. I'm butchering, I don't know the exact verse. But it says instead of, and get it, because I'm going to jack it up. 1 Corinthians 7.
Yes, sir.
Is it verse 9? Let's get that. Verse 10.
You want 10 or 9? Sorry, 9?
Whichever one say, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Verse 9.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
But if they cannot contain.
If they cannot contain, because did Paul have a wife? No. He didn't have a wife. So he was able to travel. He was able to do a lot of things. But those temptations were still there. That's why he laid out on the table for all of us. Right? Go ahead.
Let them marry. Mm-hmm. For it is better to marry.
It's better to marry
than to burn.
Than to go and, because masturbation, I'm trying to think of a word. Masturbation is evil, it's wicked, it's a sin. Y'all know that, right? So it says instead of doing that, right, then you get married. So you can fulfill that the way God ordained it. All right? So go back. Proverbs 7 and 7.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 7.
Uh-huh.
And beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among the youths a young man, void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner. And he went the way to her house.
Passing the street near her corner. This is the whore with a W. All right? Go ahead.
In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night.
That's when men do, and women, because they got gentlemen clubs as well. No, not gentlemen. What's the other one? For the women. I forget the name. I don't know the name because, yeah, we don't know the name because we ain't never been there. The point is, they have stuff for women too, okay? We know for the man is the gentleman club, but you get what I'm saying. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And behold.
Not a brothel. Go ahead.
And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot.
All right. So this is just laying out to you how all these things that when it starts out small, whatever we do starts out small, quote unquote innocent, like the lady said that you're doing nothing wrong, right? Then it continued to progress to now you're out dark at night, creeping in your car to pick up a whore with a W. Why? Because you lust. Why? Because, again, the appetite, the things that you're feeding yourself is going to continue to bring you to sin. All right, keep reading.
Verse 11. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. She is without.
No, that's it.
Yes, sir.
Matthew 5:28. Matthew 5:28.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 28. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
Right. That's called what, brothers? Yes. Lust. But what else? Huh? Fornication. Yep. Sin. You just committed sin. Give me Proverbs. What I want. 24.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 24 and verse 9. The thought of foolishness is sin.
The thought of foolishness is sin. This is what Christ's speaking about, right? Because all this is starting where? In your mind. And you're thinking sin. You're thinking evil. Because you're thinking about what you can do to another man's wife. Right? All right, from there, let's go to Proverbs. Stay in Proverbs 5 and 18.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Proverbs 5 and 18.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 5 and verse 18. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth.
It say, let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. All right? You're supposed to be rejoicing in having a beautiful marriage, because that's what God ordained. All right? And to be fruitful and what? Multiply. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 9, or verse
19.
Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love.
You're supposed to be ravished with your wife's love. Her breast's supposed to satisfy you, not somebody else's, not another woman, right? Because this is what God ordained. You're not feeding into the lust that Esau has put out there. All right, keep reading.
Verse 20. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger?
Why would you do that? That's a sin. All right, go ahead.
For the ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord, and he pondereth all his goings. His own iniquities shall take the wicked himself.
You say his own iniquities, his sin, shall take him, overcome him. Because why? You're indulging in them. You're allowing these things to have rule and force over you. You understand? These things, like porn, what we're talking about, shouldn't control you. You shouldn't allow these things to control your life. All right? Go ahead.
And he shall be holden with the cords of his sins.
Right, meaning what? Sin has control over you. Porn has control over you. Now you're what? You're a servant to porn. But you shouldn't be. That's going back to the fight. You got to continue to go through those 12 rounds, so on and so forth. All right? What I want. All right, so let's go to the next video. Number 3 for real. The first number 3. Well, not the first one, but
Not incidentally, his levels of concentration, his overall mood are up. He's doing far, far better. Fortunately, most people do not experience or pursue enormous increases in dopamine leading to these severe drops in baseline. Many people do, however, and that's what we call addiction. When somebody pursues a drug.
Y'all see what he just said, right? When you continue to feed yourself with these things, it's something that you're activating which in your mind, which are called dopamines. Right? Go ahead.
The baseline of dopamine drops because of depletion of dopamine, the readily releasable pool. The dopamine is literally not around to be released, and so people feel pretty lousy. And many people make the mistake of then going and pursuing the dopamine evoking, the dopamine releasing activity or substance again, thinking mistakenly that it's going to bring up their baseline. It's going to give them that peak again. Not only does it not give them...
What time stamp y'all at? Go to 540.
Become addicted to video games. He decided, actually after seeing that episode with Anna, to do a 30-day complete fast from phone, from video games, and from social media of all kinds.
So he's now talking about 29. Fasting. Pause. He's talking about fasting. Somebody help me out with a precept that all y'all should be thinking about right now. Right? So play it one more time from the beginning. Well, from 540.
Become addicted to video games. He decided, actually after seeing that episode with Anna, to do a 30-day complete fast from phone, from video games, and from social media of all kinds. He's now at day 29. He's really accomplished this. Not incidentally, his levels of concentration, his overall mood are up. He's doing far, far better. What he did is hard. In particular, the first 14 days is really hard. But the way that you replenish the releasable pool of dopamine is to not engage in these dopaminergic seeking behaviors. Because remember, typically people arrive at a place where they want to stop engaging in these behaviors or ingesting substances when that dopamine is depleted, when they're not getting the same lift. In his case, he was feeling depressed. He thought he had ADHD.
Okay, but y'all see what's going on though, right? He's giving you solutions. He's telling you how to combat these addictions, right? Talking about games, we talking about porn, right? How to combat these things. Now y'all should have the precept, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Well, if they heard you, they may got it. You have a precept. Come on. Mike.
The book of Matthew, chapter 17, and really
to the point.
21.
That's it.
Well, it's really 19 to 21, but 21.
Matthew said 19 to 21?
Matthew chapter 17 and verse 21.
Yes, sir.
The context is 19.
Yep. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 17 and verse 21. Howbeit, this kind goeth not out, but by prayer and fasting.
Mm-hmm. Let's say, this kind goeth not out. What's that kind, brothers? Sin, our lust. The specific one we're talking about is porn, right? Or lust, of sexual lust, sexual desire, because it don't just have to be porn. But yeah, they go out by fasting and praying. So he told you within 30 days, right? 30 days, right? That you can get rid of these habits, right? These habits, these addictions, basically, right? By fasting and praying. I think that was Deacon Lava that stated it. Deacon Lava? Yeah, that we got to fast. Like, how many of y'all fast one time a week? Okay, 3 people. No, a week. How many times? How many people fast once a week? How many people fast twice a week? All right, so that's something that we got to start doing, right? Fasting more. This is what keeps Satan from you, right? Because now you're building up what? Endurance. Yeah, that's good. Endurance, discipline. Because now, just like putting food in your mouth, right? You're not going to crave to eat all the damn time, right? That's another addiction. Like, it's a lot of addictions, y'all. That's another addiction, right? You want to eat all the time, but you don't have to eat all the time, all right? Where we at? That's it on the video. Let's go to, so now, we go briefly, like literally briefly. I got more, but we go cut it short. Let's play the one with alcoholism. This is another one that brothers don't be apparently, they blind to it, right? Yeah, that's a very big one. Because I know throughout all congregations, somebody's dealing with this. Oh, yeah, read that.
It's a vicious cycle to be in. I can read it through. You have to pause it. You lose loved ones. You lose yourself. The anxiety. The panic attacks. The depression. Feels like you're stuck. You just can't escape it. The only thing that helps is the one thing making it worse.
He said, pause. He said the only thing that helps is the one thing that's making it worse. And that's what? Continue to drink. It's sad. It's really sad, man. I know that's not done right, but go to we done with that. Go to Proverbs 21.
Yes, sir.
Proverbs 21. I'm telling you, I dealt with brothers that, again. But this brother, I remember a brother came to me and he was like, because a brother asked him, I think they was doing something, like going out somewhere, and he needed some funds or he didn't have enough money, right? But he had enough money to go buy some alcohol. We told the brother he didn't have enough money, but he had enough money to go buy alcohol. And then when it came out, when I talked to the brother was, when he was just like this brother. Well, not like that, to that stage. But when he got done with the bottle, like the brother got done with the bottle, right? The man on the thing, he went and bought another bottle and another bottle, right? Like those are signs of you have a problem. When your first mind because there's nothing wrong with drinking, right? But your first mind after you finish a bottle of whatever shouldn't be, okay, it's time to go. I'm going to go out and get another bottle because you don't need it. Now you're showing signs of addiction, right? There's nothing wrong with drinking, but do you have to drink every day you get home? No, you don't. Nothing wrong with it, but believe me, it will continue to grow to where you're going to be like the brother. Go and get a drink after drink after drink, all right? Let's read that. Proverbs.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20 and verse 1. Wine is a mocker. Strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise.
Whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. Again, I'm talking about brothers that drink excessively and don't think anything's wrong. They're not a parent that, okay, I have a problem. I really need to sit back and examine myself. I need to see if what I'm doing is a detriment to my life. Because alcoholism starts one way and it ends another. All right? From there, let's go. That was it, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to, we're about to wrap it up. Sirach 31.
Yes, sir.
Sirach 31 and 25. Yeah.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 31 and verse 25. Show not thyself valiantness in wine, for wine hath destroyed many. The furnace proveth the edge by dipping.
How you show yourself valiant? I can't say the word.
Valiantness.
Valiantness. Brothers, come on, Officer Emmanuel.
Shalom, Cap. Also,
Yes,
Emmanuel.
Shalom.
Trying to go shot for shot with a brother, or just like, yo, I can drink you under the table type of spirit.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. All praises. Go ahead.
Verse 26. The furnace proveth the edge by dipping. So doth wine the hearts of the proud by drunkenness. Wine is as good as life to a man, if it be drunk moderately.
You say wine is good to the life of a man, right? If it be drunk moderately. Go ahead.
What life is then to a man that is without wine? For it was made to make men glad.
It was made to make man glad, right? Go ahead.
Wine measurably drunk and in season bringeth gladness of the heart and cheerfulness of the mind.
Hold that. Read Ecclesiastes 10 and 19 right.
Yes, sir.
Because there's nothing wrong with drinking, like I said. But you drinking in season. You're not drinking just to drink.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10 and verse 19. A feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry.
Let's say a feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry. You're drinking socially. You're social drinking, right? But again, a lot of brothers, it could go from social drinking to now you're going from that to now you're going to the bar to Did that too. To home to drink again. It's just boom, boom, boom. It's just a domino effect.
Yep.
A domino effect. From one stage to the next stage. All right. Go ahead.
But money answereth all things.
Okay.
You wanna
Go back. Yes, sir.
Verse 27.
Mhm.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 31 and verse 27. Wine is as good as life to a man, if it be drunk moderately. What life is then to a man that is without wine? For it was made to make men glad. Verse 28. Wine measurably drunk and in season bringeth gladness of the heart and cheerfulness of the mind.
Say wine, measurably drunk. So that means each and every one of you grown-ups should know your limit. You should know what excess looks like, right? To where you start slurring, you start speaking and saying certain things that you shouldn't, because now you're tipsy, as they say, or you've drunken too much. All right, go ahead.
But wine drunken with excess maketh bitterness of the mind, with brawling and quarreling. Drunkenness and
what? You want to fight? Brawling. Yeah, you say brawling. Brawling. Yeah, you want to fight now, right? You want to do things, because some brothers, it's called courage juice for some brothers. You know what I'm saying? They liquid what? Yeah, liquid courage, right? Yeah. They want to fight now. You know what I'm saying? Sisters too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, keep reading.
Drunkenness increaseth the rage of a fool.
Drunkenness increaseth the rage of a fool. Because a fool don't know when to put the glass down, the bottle down, whatever the case may be. He don't know. He continues to inflame and continue to drink because he thinks, I got it. I'm socially drinking, brother. Right? Keep going.
Till he offend.
Till he offend. Go ahead.
It diminishes strength.
It diminishes strength because, you think you got it, but you're getting your ass whooped. Go ahead.
And maketh wounds.
And maketh wounds. You wake up with a black eye, your arm hurting, you're in the hospital. Who knows, right? Another one, you got brothers drinking and leaving. Again, that's why it's a marker, because, again, we used that earlier for porn, right? About, I forget, but basically, laughing. Thank you. You own it, boy. Laughing stock, right? The same as with the wine, because now you drinking. Say you drinking with your brothers, right? Again, there's nothing wrong with socially drinking, right? But then you leave the brother house to get pulled over to do what? Get a DWI. Why? Because you didn't drink in moderately. You drank in excess. Because what do you have to get when you get, what do you get rather when you pour it over? A breathalyzer. If you consent and all that, right? But the point is, you get a breathalyzer, and they will determine if you're inflamed or not. But then now you make everything that we do a laughing stock, because you shouldn't have put yourself in that position. You should have had more wherewithal to say, okay, yeah, I'm good, brothers, I'm good. I had enough for the night. But a lot of brothers, again, they don't know themselves. That's why you got to know yourself. That's why you got to know your balances. All right? So let's play that video. We're going to get ready to wrap it up in a minute. Should be the last video.
Let's play the video. You got it.
Tell me what's going on. Oh my God. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Huh? He fighting himself. That's how you know you got a problem.
That might not be alcohol, Cap.
That's something else. Huh? That was some lace alcohol on. Yeah. That's how you know you have a problem, though. Because he had a mirror fighting himself. That's crazy. All right. You have a problem. From there, let's go to Sirach 33:1.
Yes, sir.
Let's read a couple solutions to these problems.
Yes, sir.
It's a laundry list of solutions, brothers. And I'm going to give you a couple that will help you stay away, overcome, and flee from sin. Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
There shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord, but in temptation, even again, he will deliver him.
You say in temptation. Why do we read this at, brothers? Yes, that's it. All praises. So we have a way out, sisters. We have a way out. It's just, are you utilizing that way out? Are you taking that path instead of staying on your own path to lust? All right. Yeah, read that.
This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 1 and verse 10.
Start at 5.
Verse 5.
Yeah.
And besides this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and virtue knowledge.
What is virtue, brothers? I'm going to read the definition real quick. It's a behavior showing high moral standards. That's what virtue is. That's what the scriptures talk about these daughters of Sarah over here. Having a virtuous woman, meaning she have what? High moral standards, right? Okay, I'm reading some synonyms. Goodness, virtuousness, righteousness, morality, what's the uprightness, dignity, honesty, good, worth. So purity, right? These are synonyms. So this is something that we all have to have within ourselves. All right, virtue. Go ahead, keep reading.
And to virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness.
These are all the attributes will keep you, maintain you, and help you overcome these demons, these addictions. Go ahead.
And to godliness, brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness, charity. For if these things be in you and abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ.
So that means everything that you're reading, those fruits will come forth, right? Instead of the works of the flesh, the fruits of the spirit. In Galatians, you will be manifested, right? Drop that. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 5. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 5.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. For the Holy Spirit of discipline.
I talked about that earlier, the Holy Spirit of discipline. We all have to be disciplined. We all have to be disciplined. Bishop continues to give us ways to be disciplined, right? Reading our 4 chapters a day, praying 3 times a day, studying to show yourself approved. All these things require discipline, which you won't have the time, if you stand busy enough, for you sisters and brothers, to be idle, to allow the porn or the alcoholism, the drink, the bottle, to consume you. All right? Go ahead.
And remove from, for the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit, and remove from thoughts that are without understanding.
Because remember, that deceit comes from who? Who did deceit come from? Deceit come from? The deceiver. But the deceit comes from you. You deceive your own self, thinking just a little bit of this is okay. Just a little bit of this is okay. But it's really not. Okay, keep going.
And will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in. For wisdom is a loving spirit.
So drop that.
Yes, sir.
Sirach 32:14. Remember, all of us will be tempted when we're drawn of our own lust. Let's read that. Sirach.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 14. Whoso feareth the Lord will receive his discipline.
Whoso feareth the Lord will receive his discipline. That's where the fasting and praying come in. Because now you're applying discipline. Satan has no way to interact with you, to abide with you, if you always dealing with Christ. Right? Because you and Christ is best friends right now. Y'all dealing. Satan ain't right there hollering at you, trying to continue to bring you on his side. All right, go ahead.
And they that seek him early shall find favor.
Right, there you go. You got to seek the Lord, right, and he'll be found, okay? Colossians 3:5.
Yes, sir.
Again, these are solutions to fix the detriments of our problems.
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 5.
Yes, sir.
Mortify, therefore, your members.
Mortify. What does that mean, brothers? To kill. You're going to deaden these spirits that's in you. These unrighteous spirits. Spirits of what? The flesh. This flesh. You got to kill it. You got to put it to death. Go ahead.
Which are upon the earth.
Uh-huh.
Fornication.
Mm-hmm.
Uncleanness. Inordinate affection. Evil concupiscence.
Evil concupiscence. We keep reading that word, right? Go ahead.
And covetousness. Which is idolatry.
Which is idolatry, right? Because you're allowing these things, you start to put these things before who? God. Now you're making these things what? Your idol. All right? What I want? Yep. Romans 8:13. Romans 8:13.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 13.
Uh-huh.
For if ye live after the flesh.
If ye live after the flesh. What's the flesh again, brothers? Sin. Go ahead.
Ye shall die.
You shall die.
But if you live through the Spirit, but if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live.
If you mortify, deaden the deeds of the body, means stop doing it, you're gonna what? You're gonna live. You can obtain everlasting life if you deaden the sin. All right. From there, what I want. Give me Psalms 25. 25 and 5.
Yes, sir.
So what's the first stages to correcting or healing yourself? That's true. Oh, see, Emmanuel.
You got to admit you got a problem.
That's right. And the Bible calls that what?
Say what now?
He said, say what now? Confession.
Confession. You got to
confess that thing.
Yes.
Right. He said, say what? You got to confess that thing. If you don't acknowledge that you have a problem, going back to alcoholism, right? That's why they have AA meetings. You have to go in there and literally talk about your problems.
Right.
Talk about why you sitting in this circle. You know what I'm saying? You have to confess these things. That's the only way you can heal. All right? You got to address it, right? Let's read that.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 25 and verse 5. Lead me in thy truth and teach me, for thou art the God of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day.
Oh, my bad. 35. 32 and 5.
32 and 5. Yes, sir. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 32 and verse 5. I acknowledged my sin unto thee, and my iniquity have I not hid.
This is David telling you. David committed sin, but he didn't hide it. He didn't try to, sweep it under the rug. You know what I'm saying? Set up provisions to keep it secret. Make pacts, so on and so forth. He didn't do that. He confessed it. Right? He owned up to it. Go ahead.
I said, I will confess my transgressions unto the Lord, and thou forgavest the iniquity of my sin.
That's your first steps. Confessing your sins to who? The Lord. Then you apply Malachi 3:16 and other scriptures to go to your counselor and deal with that person so they can help you here on earth. But the first person that you got to go to is the Lord to ask for forgiveness, because he's the one that's going to forgive us. Let's read that, 1 John 1 and 8.
Yes, sir.
All right? Because there's nothing we can do outside of helping you, right? But you want the Lord to forgive you. You got to confess that, right? That's what David had to do. Same thing we all have to do.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 1 and verse 8. If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves.
Again, that's going back to deceiving yourself, because you say I ain't did nothing wrong, right? But You're in the midst of all manner of wickedness. Go ahead.
And the truth is not in us.
The truth ain't in us. Go ahead.
But if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins.
We have to confess our sins. Then the Lord will say, okay, you are taking accountability. You understand that you're wrong. You understand that you not only sinned against me, but you sinned against your own soul. You're going down a path of destruction. Right? Go ahead.
And to cleanse us from all unrighteousness.
That's the process. The cleansing process. Acknowledging, confessing, and then start that cleansing process. The rehabilitation process. Right? Matthew 6:24. We got two more scriptures.
Yes, sir.
We're going to shut it down.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
No man can serve two masters.
No man can serve two masters.
For either he will hate the one and love the other.
So what would be the two masters in this context, brothers, of the context of what this class is over today? Okay, yes. That's it. I get that. I'll go with that one. Yes, whether it be alcohol, whether it be porn, so on and so forth with the addictions. But you're right. Your addictions and this truth. The Lord or yourself. Right? Go ahead.
For he will hate the one and love the other.
You either gonna love committing sin, or you gonna love keeping the commandments. One of the two. Go ahead.
Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon.
You can't serve God and mammon, which mammon is money, but you can't serve two masters. You can't serve them. Because that means what? You really don't believe. You're just here. A lot of brothers and sisters are just here. Because again, they haven't acknowledged that they have problems, that they have addictions. All right. From there, let's go to 1 Corinthians 16 and 15.
Yes, sir.
We're going to end it there.
That's a great one. All praises.
We'll end it there. I had a couple more, but we'll end it there.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 16 and verse 15. I beseech you, brethren, ye know the house of Stephanus, that it is the first fruits of Achaia, and that they have addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints.
So that's what we're really supposed to be addicting ourselves to. The Bible, the word, the truth, the mission that God put and called each and every one of you in here for was to what? Fulfill ye his joy. To come in, to get built up, brothers, for you sisters to get built up, to be the righteous princesses, the righteous wives that God wants you to be. The righteous kings and priests that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob wants you men to be. This is our role. This is our job. All right? So I pray you brothers and sisters got something from the class. All praise to the Most High. Shalom. All praises. All praises.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord